Am I the a-hole for telling my dad it's clear he doesn't like me and that it's fine because we don't need to fake it anymore? Growing up, I always felt out of place in my family. My dad, my mom, and my sister are all super into sports. Football, basketball, you name it. Meanwhile, I'm more into artsy stuff like photography, theater, and indie music. I've never shared their enthusiasm for game nights where we'd watch the big game or do fantasy leagues. I tried when I was younger, but my dad made it clear he thought my interests were weird or a waste of time. He would mock my hobbies, sometimes subtly, other times outright in front of people. My sister joined in, and my mom never defended me. She just brushed it off like I was being overly sensitive. For example, one time I showed my dad a short film I worked on, and he laughed, saying, "You spent hours on this? What's the point?" Recently, I moved to another state for college. I got into a creative program I worked really hard for, and honestly, it feels like I've found my people. I'm sharing an apartment with a few friends, and they're so supportive. I finally feel like I belong somewhere. Last week, my dad called me to check in. I told him how happy I am here, and how my roommates and I are planning our first Christmas together in the city. I mentioned some festive things we wanted to do, like seeing holiday markets and ice skating. He smirked and made some offhand comment like, "Guess the artsy crowd does holidays differently." That was it for me. I told him he didn't need to fake being interested anymore. He said he didn't know what I was talking about, so I told him outright, "You've never liked me. You've made it obvious for years, so let's stop pretending." He got defensive and said he loves me, and that I was being unfair. I told him, "You might love me, but you don't like me. You've never supported anything I care about, and you've always mocked the things that make me happy. When I told you I was moving out, you couldn't wait to start planning how to repurpose my room." He accused me of being dramatic and ungrateful. I pointed out that no one in the family encouraged me to stay close to home, and no one has asked me when I'm coming back. I told him I've found a family here, friends who actually support me, and that it's okay if he doesn't care because I don't need his approval anymore. He told me I was too good for my family now. I just said, "No, you've always thought you were too good for me." Then I ended the call. Now I'm wondering if I went too far. Was I too harsh? AITA?